All right, at this time, we are back in open session. Time is?
7:53.
All right, 6A, consider to approve the renaming of the football stadium. Ms. Briones, what is your recommendation?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees consider to approve the renaming of the football field as the David Lopez Javelina Football Field and keeping the stadium named Javelina Stadium.
So move.
I got a motion by Mr. Bonilla,
I'm gonna make an ultimate motion.
I'll second.
Second.
second by
The
Ms.
motion is that, we name the, football stadium as the David Lopez Football Stadium. Not keep the same name, just name the stadium, the football stadium, the David Lopez, Football Stadium. That's for a motion.
You need a
So
second.
move.
Which one do you use for Mr. Espinosa?
Or you second the motion?
A second.
Okay, so I got Mr. Espinosa doing an alternative motion. Second by Mr. Cruz Mata. All in favor, please raise your hand. Any against, please raise your hand. Melissa,
I wanted to go with the first one.
you want to go with Mr. Bonilla's motion?
Right. So I vote against this one?
Okay, so.
Her decision.
Hold on.
That's her decision.
So Mr. Espinosa's motion did fail 3-4. Now we go back to the original motion by Mr. Bonilla. I got a second by Ms. Nori Guerrero. All in favor on that one, please raise your hand. Melissa, you good on that one?
Yes.
Any against? Motion passes 4-3, sorry.
Ms. Briones, can you repeat the name again, please?
I'm sorry?
Can you repeat the name?
The David Lopez Javelina Football Field. And B is yours. B is yours. B is yours.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so, well, I just want to make sure, no other questions on this one. Moving on to 6B, is consider to approve the internal advertisement of superintendency vacancy for the period of 10 days as required by the Texas Education Code Section 11.513D.
So move.
I got a motion by Mr.
Second.
Pugh.
Second.
I got a secondary motion by Ms. Melissa Guerrero. Any comments or questions?
I have a question, well, I have a comment when I vote.
Go ahead. All in favor, please raise your hand.
Aye.
Any against?
I'm going to vote no because the education code does not require that we look internally. It just says that we advertise.
Any other comments or questions, Mr. Espinosa?
No, I'm abstaining.
Our motion passes 5-2.
511. Sir?
Did you abstain, Mr. Espinosa?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. 511, I thought he said I'm the same. Okay. All right, C, discussion and consider to approve rescinding prior board action of May 16, 2022 regarding termination of at-will employee. Ms. Briones?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees consider to approve rescinding prior board action of May 16, 2022 regarding termination of an at-will employee as discussed and closed.
Motion?
The motion on that one, and my motion's gonna read that we, rescind the termination
We're not there yet. Are we there yet?
or.
Yeah, we're on C.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, there.
Go ahead, sir.
That we, rescind the, termination of that employee of May 6th, and that we put her back in the library position. I know it was mentioned that it's closed, but a position cannot be closed until the budget for the following year is approved.
Any motion, any second motions?
What is, wait a minute.
Here
No, no, keep, allow him to.
Yeah, you need to finish
I
this.
make the motion to rescind the May vote where she was terminated, bring her back and put her at her same position, which was,
But at this point, sir, that position is not open, which has.
it's never been closer because.
No, it was closed.
You only close a position,
present-
you only close a position when we approve the budget. It's still on because, I mean,
But the agenda is only asking us to rescind resignation. So if we're going to follow the agenda.
Yes.
So there's no second?
Nobody seconded it.
All right.
So go back to the original, just rescinding
Prior board action.
action.
Going with the recommendation of the superintendent.
Okay. I got a motion, Mr. Bonilla,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Melissa?
Aye.
against,
All right, motion passes 6-1. All right, D, consider to approve the submission of TE waivers for classroom teachers. Ms. Drones?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the submission of the TA waivers for classroom teachers as discussed in close.
So move.
Second.
We got a motion by Mr. Bonilla. Second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. E, consider to approve the employment of new at-will staff for the 22-23 school year.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the employment of new at-will staff for the 22-23 school year as discussed in close.
I move.
Second. Motion by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Second by Mr. Cruz Mata. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. All right, 7, action items. A, discussion and consider to approve 2 TEA low attendance days waivers for the May 25th and 26th school year.
So these two have been ticketed in our TEAL system. These are the 2 low attendance days when we were under threat after the tragic Uvalde incident. So for these 2 days, we are asking that the Board of Trustees approve the 2 low attendance days. It does not affect us either way. We just need board approval.
So move.
I got a motion by Mr. Bonilla,
Second.
second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Melissa?
Yes, aye.
Motion passes 7-0. 7B, discussion and consider to adopt a tiered salary increase for CrystalCity ISD employees.
So this is an item that we presented to you during the budget workshop last week. And so we come before you asking the board to consider adopting the tiered salary increase for CrystalCity ISD employees as presented during budget workshop, making the changes that we needed to make to that spreadsheet.
So what does that look like? What can our teachers expect from this? So tell me, because I don't get it.
Oh, so the multi-tiered salary increases, so what we're proposing is that for teachers, nurses, counselors, and librarians, that the board adopt a 3% increase.
when you mention nurses, it's LVN or Ns?
Yes.
Nurses say what?
All the nurses. All the nurses, yes. Mhm.
To be honest, usually when we approve something like this, I like to see
Yeah, I
it,
want to see the copies of.
the copies, because I like to compare.
Professional staff or paraprofessional?
It's really quick.
We gotta
for the
ask
entire
for that
district.
before it came.
I mean, I like to, I have everything from prior years and I want to make sure that it's benefiting.
Do you want to see it by employee or by
The
group?
same thing that he
Okay.
gave us. And,
Okay.
and
And only because I mean, I can't see it right now, 3%, I mean,
And on the pay scales that you gave us, if you see the teacher salary, it doesn't have LVNs, it has LVNs. I don't know if you're changing it.
It has the LVNs. Just the RN.
oh, yes, it does, but it does. It has the teachers, librarians, nurses, and in parentheses, RN.
RN, but not LVN.
Well, nurses is LVN, no?
Yeah, because we don't have nurses aides anymore. We have LVNs and RNs.
Okay, so the RNs and LVNs will be in that category.
In the 3% category, yes, sir.
Ms. Garcia, were you gonna say something?
What does the tiered mean? Okay, they're getting the 3% raise, which insurance will eat up. They won't even see it. So what does the tiered mean?
The tiered means is that we're proposing a certain percentage increase for a specific group of staff members, a different percent for a different group of people, and a different percent for another group of people.
This was presented last
This was
week.
presented at the budget
But,
workshop
but,
last week.
but we had asked, I had asked all, even though I still want to get a copy, that's not confidential, I mean.
I think our teachers need a lot more than this, I really do. We hand raises out to central office staff. This office is top-heavy, and they have nothing. Everything is eaten up by insurance.
That's why administrators are getting the least percent increase.
Well, if I recall
That's
last
nothing.
year, we really,
Exactly.
we concentrated on the teachers, we didn't concentrate on central.
Correct.
It was all about, teachers and staff, and we left.
So we're proposing a 3%, a 2%, and a 1%,
Yeah.
And for the paraprofessionals,
a $2 per hour increase for all the hourlies, not just
so if they're
paraprofessionals.
working 8 hours a day, they'll be getting $16.
It depends on their rate of pay. Everybody has a different rate of pay, yes.
But they'll get $2 more per hour.
Wherever
regardless.
they're, from their rate of pay, yes.
Ms. Briones, do we still have time to make this decision later? I mean, it's just like.
You all can
I
table.
like to study all my stuff from prior years and what you're presenting.
What's the deadline, man, before we have to bring this back?
We won't have another board meeting until the budget is adopted,
So that's gonna be on the
15th of August.
15th of
We
August.
need to do it before, right?
You would have to call a special board meeting, but typically you do it during the budget.
I think I mean, Mr. Garcia, I think I would recommend another budget training because I had some questions on the schedules.
Okay.
I saw that we moved some people.
Make a motion to table it until.
Yeah.
We have to schedule
All right, so
that's important.
I think we need another workshop to talk about the.
Yes, our teachers are very low.
For a budget workshop for prior to the board meeting or just the workshop?
just budget workshop.
Okay.
Schedule to look at all that and make.
Okay, so we got a motion by Mr. Reynoso to table it.
I'll second.
I got a second by Ms. Nora Guerrero.
Questions or?
Go ahead, sir.
But when we come back, and we have that meeting, I hope that when we bring it to the board, that's final, because I know sometimes we bring in and we start again, no,
Yeah.
quítale este y ponle este. So. we're
Make
gonna have time.
sure you do those homework on that.
Once we leave, that's what we're gonna.
What you agree on?
agree.
Have we looked at what's the competitive salaries from around the districts, from the other communities? Carrizo?
Low,
Very low.
we're very low.
But it would take a major investment on behalf of the board to make the salary tables equitable.
That's why they go to La Pryor, because they have the teacher incentive allotment.
Well, Ms. Young, you've been here for 10
No,
years.
not
What have you
everybody
done?
qualifies for that.
We don't, nobody ever,
I'm just saying,
this is our chance to do it.
10 years.
Well, y'all gave the big fat raises last August to 4 people at Central, but nobody thought about our teachers.
We didn't.
What do you got?
That's not
Yes, we
true.
did. I just got the minutes from her. 4 of them were moved to AP6. From 2 from AP4, I think. Our teachers don't ever get anything. It always happens right here. And that's why our teachers.
Been here for 10 years. I'm just throwing it out there, whether you like it or not.
I don't care. It's always central office that gets all the money and not our teachers.
Not anymore, not
Can we
with.
go on?
No.
Yes, so I got a motion by Mr. Bryce Espinosa, second by Nora to table it. Any other comments or questions?
We're voting to table?
Yes.
Yes, okay, I agree.
What'd you say? All in favor, please raise your hand. Melissa?
Yes, I,
Yeah.
Motion passes 7-0. Going on to C, discussion, consider to approve the CrystalCity ISD employee handbook.
So you have a copy of the employee handbook. If you have any questions, Mrs. Garcia is ready to answer. We haven't had plenty of changes. It wasn't a legislative year. So we've highlighted some areas that we addressed, but really no changes to the handbook, no major changes to the handbook.
What about on the dress code for the staff? It's staying the same?
The dress code for the staff is, I don't believe the principals wanted to make any changes to the staff dress code.
So, I mean, if staff members were in a tattoo,
That has never changed, it just hasn't been enforced lately,
But
so it
now
should be
stu-
covered.
But now students can wear, right?
Students have been allowed to wear tattoos. That was not a behavior that the principals wanted to address.
I think, Ms. Jones, that, I mean, I know that the principals want to have that, have it be at their discretion, but I feel I don't know, it might take board action, but I feel that they need to be a little bit more lenient. I feel teachers need to be comfortable in the classroom, mobile, fast, quick. And I understand some teachers like to dress nice and heels and whatever, but to put that discretion out there for the teachers.
I think Carrizo's teachers are allowed to wear jeans, but as long as they're not, and
They wear their logo.
They have a uniform.
All right. Any other comments? Any motions?
Motion.
Wait a minute,
I got a motion by Mr.
For the handbook,
Mata,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand.
Me, aye.
Motion passes 7-0. All right.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes, go ahead.
did we vote for the high school counselor yet?
For the who?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We
Yes.
did? I
That
don't
was
remember
back on,
voting.
that was back on number 6.
No, I know we did the 2 teachers, but did we do the counselor?
we're on the.
Yeah, they were on there.
Okay.
All right, 8, informational. Anybody have any questions on these 2 topics?
Yes, I have on the student handbook. Page 29. Okay, no, excuse me, not that one. The way, well, the way a student who's gonna go out there to test for their driver's license, that it's a possibility that their absence will not be excused, ma'am, unless I'm reading it wrong.
What page are you on?
That absence is authorized under FEA local. On page 29 of the student handbook.
And that's the way it says out there, ma'am?
Yes.
So it's optional.
It should be considered an excused absence.
What? An
An
excuse?
excused absence.
The other one is on page 41. I just want to make sure that our kids understand this information. Dealing with the valedictorian or top 10%, that in order for them to be an automatic admission to a four-year public university or in college, that they have to meet those 2 criteria.
Yes, sir.
And I'm concerned about the second one because, you know, we've had prior discussions here, and I think also with you, about how we push the ACT and the SAT with our students. And if I remember correctly, the discussion was more like, basically, we've been putting the burden on the kids. We just give them a website. I like to see more effort from our part to make sure that that our kids take the ACT and the SAT so that they can meet the requirements. I believe that they've done a lot, they put a lot of effort into getting the great GPA that they have, that they should benefit from that automatic admission. And along those lines, ma'am, page 45, counseling. We start out by saying that we have a comprehensive school counseling program. And when it talks about that, all I see is stuff that are done by our counselors. And that goes with, to page 46, yet we seem to be cutting down on the number of counselors we have, especially at the high school level. And you're familiar with my goal, right?
Yes.
You know, my goal is a counselor per grade level. And that way when the class comes in as a freshman, that counselor will follow them all through until they that counselor's gonna walk them across the stage when they graduate. And that counselor will know what colleges they've applied to, if they've taken the ACT, the SAT, and every other post-secondary preparation test that they need to take so that our kids can be successful. So I wanted to point out that it is in the student code of conduct and, or handbook, and we need to do our part. We need to really increase what we do in that area. We can't just give them websites here. Go ahead and apply for the test or whatever. Then along the same lines, page 62, talks about the FAFSA and TASFA. It says here that it is required that graduating students submit an application, financial aid application.
I think TEA made it a state law that in the spring, the counselors have got to sign them up. They've got to. It's a state law.
Okay,
We're at 100%.
I know that there were some students who didn't do it, and it says here that we're required that we verify that they've done it, they've submitted at least a TASFA. And I know that,
They run into it. I think the counselors have a hard time getting the parents' information.
well, I know that, I hope we have the TASFA night.
The FAFSA nights we have. We host them several times during the school year for high school.
I know that all of our information is in our student registration packet.
Correct.
I mean, our address, phone numbers, socials, everything is on there.
That's
Not the income and all of that, which is
What?
the income, family income, and
I think that's the only thing they don't ask us for. Oh, well, they ask.
for FAFSA.
Yeah.
The students have to provide, and then depending on their circumstances, some of them don't finish, but for the most part, as far as this, high school is pretty proactive around the FAFSA nights.
yes, sir.
Mr. Bonilla, and then also to add to what we're also doing, the junior college is also participating and helping out the high school and having kids to apply for FAFSA.
Well,
So I've gone into the campus, quite a bit, Ms. De La Cruz también, and then whatever they can't do, we try to refer them to us here because we're open longer.
okay, is that the dual credit kids or all the kids?
All seniors, all kids, we try to hit them as juniors.
Okay, unless it's changed recently, I know that the students can do the FAFSA and not do the financial part until later, because our government knows that people don't do their income taxes until after January. So I happen to know that it was, council would come into my classroom, I taught seniors, and they would help them fill out the other parts of the FAFSA. Okay, so all they had to do was come January or so, then they would just provide the financial.
So that's why FAFSA went back 2 years now. So for example, if you're funding now, you have to use your 20 income. So se fueron.
See, there it is.
So we'll streamline the process,
That's why, again,
that all the students understand and the parents.
per class, because that counselor having only 120, 130 kids will be able to take care of that.
Class or for grade level?
Actually,
For grade level, I mean class, like sophomore class.
Grade level.
Junior class.
Right.
At grade level.
one of the things that we did, to entice kids to come in, we went during lunch and we bought pizza. So we could get all the kids, as much kids as possible, so we could, because we didn't want to, like you mentioned, we wanted to get all seniors.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that more, next year, También. So because you can start applying for FAFSA in October.
Any other comments or questions? All right, moving on to number 9, adjournment.
Oh,
Motion by Ms. Nora Guerrero,
I guess.
second by Mr. Bonilla. Any other comments or questions? Melissa, you still there?
I'm here.
All right, all in favor, please raise your hand.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0. Time is
8:18.
8:18.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Hi, Melissa.
Melissa.